Welcome to the InfoWars Nightly News. It is Tuesday, August 5th, 2014, and I'm Leanne McAdoo. Here's what's coming up tonight.
Tonight, the war on self-sufficiency intensifies as the feds shut down a seed library in Pennsylvania. And why are U.S. health authorities concealing the number of suspected Ebola victims from the public? Plus, illegal aliens are a no-show for immigration court proceedings. Say it isn't so. All that plus much more tonight on the InfoWars Nightly News.
In an apparent attempt to avoid hysteria, U.S. health officials are avoiding letting the public know about potential Ebola cases.
I should point out as well, Wolf, that the hospital has, made this known. There have been about a half a dozen patients who have had their blood tested because of concern. Those particular patients, their stories were not made public. This patient was. I'm not sure if that's because of heightened concern by the hospital or what that means exactly. But again, we just can't say for sure until the final tests come back. And, they want to be sure on this. It takes about a day or so.
Now, Dr. Gupta also appeared to suggest that those patients that were being tested for Ebola are not being kept in isolation. The hospital says it's not concerned about this because Ebola is not an airborne virus. Now, as we reported yesterday, despite health authorities downplaying the likelihood of Ebola going airborne, studies by Canadian scientists suggest that this is, in fact, at least to a limited degree, possible. So the hospital is not concerned. However, the media is ramping up the Ebola fear porn. We've got Wolf Blitzer and CNN stationed right outside the hospital, salivating at the potentiality of there being an Ebola outbreak here in America. Why? Why are they ramping this up right now? We have 100,000 cases of Americans dying every single year in America from influenza. So why all of a sudden are they ramping up the fear over Ebola, something that has killed about 700 people this year in what is known as the deadliest outbreak of this disease on record? 700. So is it because Big Pharma is planning on rolling out a new Ebola vaccine they're going to force on all of us, or is it to keep us in a perpetual state of fear? I am not quite sure. All I know is that this is what we reported on last Friday. This is what John Rappaport said we should be prepared for. Is the media really ramping up the fear surrounding this outbreak? Falling for it means you fall for the forced vaccinations as well as the martial law style roundup that is going to happen if they can get everyone in a state of fear of a potential carrier of Ebola. Now, the two Americans who are being treated for this disease that were transported from West Africa to America are being treated with an experimental vaccine. This one has so far only been treated on animals. ZMapp is a biotechnology drug, and it's produced with tobacco plants, and it appears to be working. Now, the FDA has not approved any drugs so far to treat Ebola, but these two American medical aid workers were able to give informed consent to take this experimental treatment. It's not scheduled for clinical trials until next year. So treatment for the two aid workers could take up to 3 weeks, so we'll just have to wait and see if this experimental vaccine is working. But it is good news. They say it does appear to be working. Ebola might not be this potential threat to America that they're really ramping it up to be. But the catch is if the healthcare workers who are treating these patients use meticulous care. And of course, that is where the danger lies, because we've reported before about how the CDC and these maximum security lab facilities have mishandled potential bioweapons in the past. So of course, there's always room for human error. But that's what this whole Ebola scare is all about, is distracting us. It's all about distraction, keeping everyone from talking about what's really going on. Everyone can talk about, the potential for an Ebola outbreak rather than focusing on the fact that our reps are on a 5-week vacation partying and fundraising while there's a potential national health threat as well as the borders are collapsing right before our very eyes. It's all just this tactic. We've seen it used over and over again, divide and conquer, distract us from talking about the real issues that actually affect our national interests and not, of course, political interests, like the war on women, right? The war on women, they had feminists all in a tizzy because Hobby Lobby only wanted to pay for 16 of the 20 required birth control there that is required through the Affordable Care Act. So feminists are going after Hobby Lobby and the boss doesn't want to pay for my birth control. Meanwhile, there's an actual war on women. In some countries, women are forced to have abortions. They're forced into female genital mutilation. Some women are not allowed to drive. In some countries, women are told not to laugh in public. That is the real war on women. Here with the globalists, this is, rather than having all these feminists go against that, they're going after Hobby Lobby.
Alex Jones here to tell you about how you can help spread liberty worldwide while also enjoying what I have found to be the best tasting 100% organic coffee on the planet. For more than a decade, my favorite coffee has come from the high mountains of southern Mexico, where the Chiapas farmers grow their unique shade-grown Arabica beans. We have now managed to secure these sought-after beans in a highly customized blend. Discover and try a bag of the Patriot Blend 100% organic coffee at InfoWarsLife.com. This coffee gives you a long, smooth pick-me-up for hours without the headaches and heartburn that so many other coffees give me personally. Hands down, this is my favorite coffee, and it's taken us years to secure connections directly to the Chiapas Mexican farmers. Drop by the site today, order a bag or two, and I don't think you're going to be disappointed. Available in original or with our immune support infusion blend. You will be supporting a free press, all the while enjoying a truly great tasting cup of my favorite coffee. Available at InfoWarsLife.com.